Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Baye McPherson about Heartland. Season 15 is on CBC currently. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Season 15. First off, congrats on joining the cast of Heartland. That's exciting.
Yes, yeah, it is. Thank you.
So when you officially got that call or that note that you were joining the cast, could words describe like what you were feeling when that happened?
Well, it was it took a little while to hit me. Like it didn't totally hit me that I was gonna be on like a TV show until I actually was on set. But when I first got it, I was just like, is this a dream? Like it pinch me, like what's going on? But yeah, it was yeah, it's hard to describe, but it was fantastic.
Well, it's interesting too because it says, it didn't hit you like that you're actually on a show, but it's like we're talking about Heartland. Like it's not even it's not even any show.
Any show. It's Heartland. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, in terms of your knowledge of Heartland and the research that had to go in. Like, what was that like for you? Like, did you know a lot about the show? Like, I'm just curious about that a little bit.
Well, I didn't watch the show before I got the audition, but then I got the audition. I was like, oh, I'll do my research, find my backstory. And I thought I was auditioning for a different character. But then I started watching it. And then I actually got my mom and my sister hooked on it. So, yeah.
What can we expect? Because you're going to be playing Katie, correct?
Yes.
So what's that kind of like for you, kind of stepping into the roles of the shoes of Katie?
It was kind of scary at first because, I kind of have some big shoes to fill, but, playing Lou's daughter, like it's a pretty big role, especially on Heartland. So, it was scary at first. I was like, are they going to like me? Like, am I going to be able to live up to the standards? But I think I did. They kept writing more for me. So hopefully, but
can you talk a little bit more about the preparation? Like they give you the call that you're going to be Katie. You're going to play Lou's daughter, like you said. What's the next step preparation wise, like specifically for you?
Yeah, well, after that, I guess I really had to learn my character's backstory because, Katie grew up on the show.
Yep.
So she has tons of different memories that, are very different from mine. So I have to kind of incorporate all of that into the present Katie now. And, I also kind of had to figure out who Katie was because at the beginning or like a new character's first season or I guess the new person playing a new character, it's always going to be different than the last. So I kind of had to, and I still am trying to figure out really who Katie is and, pretty much who she is. And, I'm kind of figuring that out as I go and the new storylines are written. But yeah, it's really actually, it's a super fun process. Figuring out who a character is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true, like the backstory and everything that's happened. There's 15 seasons of Heartland. Yeah. So like that's interesting as well. General kind of question now, Baye. Acting, storytelling. Was there like a type of genre that kind of drew you towards, acting and storytelling? Did you know at a really young age you wanted to do it? Like, how did you get into storytelling?
Well, my mom and sister are both actors, and my sister started taking acting classes with my mom and a group of other kids. And, I join in sometimes, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, I could do this. And then I started taking classes, and then I took more and more. And, I went to LA and Vancouver for different teachers. And, I just kind of fell in love with it. And I got an agent, and I started auditioning, and it was... Yeah.
No, absolutely. So it's interesting because your sister and your mom, you were kind of like around and you kind of saw it. And then at one point you were just like, I want to be involved now. Like, I want to do it. It's interesting as well too, because, okay, so we talked a little bit about, your preparation, which I find very interesting because I did not think about that. I'm still kind of thinking about that, but like how there's so much of it for you to kind of like go through in terms of the history of everything. The Heartland Fan, I mean, it's season 15, like recently dropped on CBC, episode every week. I mean, you're still kind of new to the whole thing, but like, how quickly are you realizing though, like once the episodes drop, how amazing the Heartland Fans are? Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know that there are Heartland fans from all over the world.
All over the world.
All over, like Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. And I thought, it's a Canada-based show, and I just thought, oh yeah, maybe a few people in Canada will know it. And then actually when my press release came, I had like 60 followers of just family and friends. and then the press release came and it was like bam, 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 and it just kept climbing higher and higher. And I was like, wow, there are actually a lot of people who watch this show. And it was kind of scary because I was like, oh, there are so many people who are gonna see me on camera. But it's kind of cool to know that there are so many people watching you with so many different backgrounds from so many different places. So
and I did get a chance to speak to Amber Marshall as well, and she was talking about how not only are they passionate, they're very dedicated, and they're very like attentive fans. Like they know a lot about like storylines, and
like they never miss
which is pretty crazy. What were some learning experiences working on Heartland for you specifically? Because like any experience, whether it's like working on a show, whether it's work, whether it's school, there's always going to be a learning experience. You know what I mean? So I'm just curious about like what were learning experiences for you as a storyteller working on Heartland specifically?
Yeah, well, it was kind of my first time on like a big set.
Yeah.
And I learned tons. Like I had no idea about the call sheets, and I had no idea how people work on a set. Like for 30 seconds of film, the amount of people you need just to film that and the amount of time it takes, no idea. Yeah. So it was really fun to learn. And it was really nice to have my mom with me because I would have been completely lost because she's been on set before. So she kind of knew what to do. But so it was I definitely learned quite a bit. And, I learned a lot from people like Michelle Morgan and Amber Marshall because I got to like an eating scene. I'd never really done that before. And Michelle, she was like, take small bites because you have to do this lots of times. You don't want to get full on the first shot.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I learned lots from everyone there, really.
No, that's amazing. Baye, I wanted to thank you so much for taking some time to chat about season 15 of Heartland. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, it's on CBC currently in Canada, and I believe, is it every Sundays?
Yeah, every Sunday at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Exactly. It's easy to kind of promote, right? When it's like weekly and there's like which is awesome. And you did mention social media. Where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
Yeah, at Baye McPherson official
on Instagram.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. You're going to be able to catch Baye McPherson in season 15 of Heartland, now on CBC. Until next time, this is Baye and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.